Girlfriend left me for someone who treated her like a punching bag. Part 2. Hi everyone, welcome back to another Reddit cheating story. Before we start, please hit the subscribe button and click the notification bell so you won't miss another cheating story goes live. Eventually I got enough strength to move properly and I drove to her sister's place. Her car isn't there and she won't respond to my call. I left her a voicemail in which I said how upset I was that she'd leave me for the dude after trying so hard to work things out, and confirmed again that we will find a way to work things out between us. The next morning, she laments saying how he'll never talk to me again and that she's going to kill herself. I literally have no idea what the fuck is happening, so I just stopped talking to her. The day after, she sends a text about how she'll love me for the remainder of my life and that we're soulmates and perfect for each other, but she just can't right now. I try coming over to work things out, but she literally runs away from her house in a panic. That was the last time I saw her. To this day I have no idea what happened. It's been 6 months and I can barely sleep 5 hours a night at my best. I have never stayed in the country for any girl for any reason. I very much want to work things out with this girl. I contacted her once or twice over the past 6 months, but got little more than a "you're perfect," and did everything right, but I can't be with you, because I'm back with him. I reached out to her friends for some advice as to how to work things out with her, but they said while she does love me, she's just not ready for a relationship right now. To which I realized, she told no one in her life that she and the other dude are together, likely because the friends would leave her. They hate the dude even more than me. I've been consistently sticking to no contact, hoping that it would bring her back. It hasn't. It will be our anniversary next week and I want to reach out again. I know it will be futile, but I want to try anyway. Should I reach out again or wait maybe a year or so for her to hopefully return to me? Also, what did I do to lose this girl? Was it because I didn't beat her? Do I have to be violent to keep a girl around? I very much don't want to be a horrible person to maintain a relationship, but feel I have no other choice. Was this my fault? I have no idea how to move forward. Any advice would be appreciated. Thank you. Update end. Here is the second story. My girlfriend chose to be unfaithful, so I give her the best thing ever. I've suffered for at least 6 months, finally I can push her into the darkest pit of hell. It's a long story, so let me light up a cigarette and tell you all about it. I met my girlfriend when we were on the same vacation tour back in 2006. The first time our eyes met, I made a promise to myself that I have to make her my girlfriend. The process wasn't hard by any means, I just poured my truest, deepest love out to her, to make her moved by my true feelings. I loved her, I truly, really loved her. But due to my job, I had to travel a lot. Sometimes I would be away from home for 15 days to a month. About 6 months ago, I noticed she had been showing signs of a cheater. She's always tried to hide away from me when she was on her phone, either if she was texting or calling someone. I'd just lay my eyes on her phone and she would turn it off. I could almost confirm that she was cheating, but I didn't have any kind of evidence. I have an email account that I have been logging in for a good while but rarely use, and then one day there were hotel bills sent to this email. I checked the emails and some other things and found out there were some note lines about the bills. After that there was nothing left to clarify. But one man's soul can't truly die when he hasn't died. Me and some friends had found out about the man she had been freaking with and the hotel's location. The first thing I felt when her cheating on me was confirmed was anger. I was furious, not a bit heartbreaking. It is the feeling when you want someone to die, gone, disappeared. I wanted her to suffer and die. So reality has proved that money can solve anything. I found the way to contact the other man, his WeChat, it's like Facebook for Chinese, to be exact. I have friends that are really, really talented, smart people, if I could tell. I made friends with a doctor back in August last year. I told him my story and what my plan was, also sprinkled in a bit of "you can benefit out of this too, of course I'll pay the money." He made up his mind for a few days and then gave me contacts of some female patients that have HIV. There was no mention about the strict policy in the hospital about patients' privacy. Out of 3 patients I've met, only 1 agrees. Most of the ones who have HIV haven't had a clean life. When you have the money, you really can control the devil himself. I gave her the other man's contact and an amount of fee, and required her in the shortest time she could, give him HIV. This modern life makes it really easy for a woman to sleep with a man. It only took her 5 days. I worried that only one night wasn't enough for him to have HIV, so I asked her to be his FWB for a while, and gave her 15,000 yuan, tilde use 2150. My girlfriend still hasn't known anything. She did really fall for him. I knew it from reading her texts. About 2 weeks before Tet, she had a fever. A terrible, agonizing fever. I knew she already had HIV, we did had sex but I had my condom on. I told her to go to the hospital but due to my job, I had to be away for several days so I couldn't cut it to the hospital with her. I would pay a fortune to see her face when she found out about HIV though. After 2 days I went home and saw her being upset and all, and then after asking my friend at the hospital, it was confirmed that she has HIV. I was ecstatic. But I played it cool, I was the dumb boyfriend that haven't know anything, she didn't know that I already got the info about her HIV. We're still together for now. I want to witness with my own eyes her slowly dying on the hospital bed. That's all, if anything happens I'll tell you later. Here are some of the best comments from our community. Love spurned and especially betrayal has a high possibility of turning to hate, especially if one has high pride and self-esteem. If he had lower, he will probably turn to self-destructive habits and develop depression. How low you go depends on how high you loved her and how painful it was. More love, more pain. It's quite interesting info. The man who got cheated on is kinda an asshole for wanting his GF's death because she cheated on him. Like dude, I know the feeling of lust for revenge, but that man takes this too far. Ah, yes, when someone cheats on you, murdering them is an appropriate, measured response. And I say this as someone who has been cheated on, this dude is a fucking psychopath. If it's real. Here is the second story. I met my wife in my early 30s. She was in her mid-20s at the time. I was already well established and had made a significant amount of money working as a quant and investing my savings diligently. She on the other hand had never gone to college and was content working for basically minimum wage. So when I meet her we click instantly and I fall head over heels for her. We get married and move in together, and soon after have 3 kids. When we were expecting our firstborn she had told me she wanted to be a stay-at-home mom. Obviously I was jealous but I went along with it since it seemed logical. So she spends the next 20+ years as a stay-at-home mom taking care of our kids while I work 12-hour days and then some. I'm not demeaning stay-at-home moms by the way, but in the context of our marriage she had an extremely easygoing lifestyle. A couple years ago I discovered she had been cheating on me with her friend's husband. Divorce obviously followed. The only major asset we had in the US was our house, which was a premarital asset. We had a shared bank account, but since I am a finance guy I handled all our investments, and for tax reasons invested it abroad in my home country. Now if we had just grown apart, or she said she was unhappy, I'd have no problem paying what's fair. But the fact she cheated on me is what makes me resent paying her a cent. So in the divorce she is awarded half of our investments made during marriage, greater than 90% of which are abroad in my name, along with alimony for 20 years for 30% of my pay. So here I am given an opportunity to get out of this entirely by moving back to my home country and never looking back. So I sell our house as fast as possible, move the money abroad, and move back to my home country while stringing her along about why it's taking so long to liquidate our savings. Once abroad I immediately stop alimony payments. Now she has no legal recourse, I've double-checked with lawyers, and is left with her share of the small amount we had in the States. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell for any future cheating stories.